Okay. Hello, dear friends. I'm very glad to welcome you to my YouTube channel. I remind you that my name is Michelle and I am an expert in the field of international finance. Today's material, I hope, as always, will be interesting, informative, and useful for you. What are we doing to talk about today? Of course, about another fraudulent project, a black broker who sets himself only one goal: to find and deceive the maximum number of clients under various pretexts. Although I understand that as a specialist in international finance, you must likely expect from me some other materials on the theory and practice of trading, And to be honest, of course, I would be much more happy to tell you about this, but to my great regret, it turns out that it would be much more practical and useful to tell you about scammers. Okay? See how I feel it. By any large, you can find information about what, when, and how to trade in order to get a stable profit on the internet yourself. Now, I don't think it's easy to do at all. I understand that the internet today has begun to evolve from the state of an almost limitless library, a huge knowledge base, yeah, to the state of a large garbage dump in which it becomes difficult to find something valuable because of too large arrays of useless information. And to find something valuable, you need to spend a lot of time, and nothing can be done about it, unfortunately. Yeah, of course, everything is greatly simplified when you know exactly what you are looking for. And here's the question, in principle, it will be enough to use search queries such as profitable trading strategies, yeah, and similar to it. This way, you will be able to start your own search, launch a self-education program, and sooner or later, by studying, trying on demo accounts and sifting out the excess, after about 2-3 months, you will most likely find your own ideal combination of analytical tools that will satisfy you. Of course, I could tell you all about it in a few videos, but understand, my knowledge in this case would be completely useless and would not bring any positive result. How does this happen? And I'll explain. Look, professional knowledge is valuable only if you work with a broker who does not plan to deceive you. Okay? Then, of course, it is important to know about indicators, trading timings, various methods of risk reduction and control. But think for a second, what if the broker you are going to invest with is not a broker at all? What if this is the most common fraudster only pretending to be a broker, but in fact he is not a team of professionals, but people who launch such portals every month? Okay? I hope you understand that no matter how well you know how to build price channels and interpret the international financial news coming out, it will not help you anyways. This is why I pay the closest attention to the issue of choosing a broker and constantly tell you about projects in which I categorically do not recommend investing. In the choice, if the choice is made correctly, you have a chance to become a professional in trading, achieve unprecedented heights of skill, and change your life fundamentally. But if you make a mistake at the very beginning of your career, the scammers will not leave you any chances. Therefore, look at my materials, do not trust anyone at their word, and do not fall into the traps of scammers. So friends, today I will tell you about the Tradeverse project and the reasons why I strongly advise you not to associate your professional future with it. However, before starting a detailed analysis of the project, I ask you to like my video and share a link to it with all your contacts. I hope no one has yet had time to suffer from the actions of this outright scam. If you have come across their activities, I really ask you to write me about it in the comments. Okay, I promise to preserve your anonymity and give optimal recommendations for resolving your situation. But so far, I think it's already time for me to start a detailed review of the Tradeverse project. Let's go, guys. Okay. Yeah. So, guys, so uh, we are now on the central page of the Tradeverse project portal. Considering that I know that this is a fraudulent project, it's obvious at a glance that it poses a gigantic threat to novice speculators. The problem is the number of languages in which this project is presented. Just take a look. Yeah. Uh, there are several dozen languages that cover the territory of almost the entire globe. The scale of what is happening makes an extremely depressing and negative impression on me, despite the fact that I cannot deny the fact that scammers have done just a lot of work to process the maximum possible audience. I'll tell you more. Yeah, I'll tell you more. Mm, I've met a lot of white licensed brokers who don't have so many language versions of their portals. I probably haven't even met a single white broker with such an astronomical number of languages on the site. That's the right way to say it. The next thing I would like to draw your attention to is this information indicated almost at the very beginning of the main page of the portal. Pay attention to the fact that it is you and me who are presented with the source of competitive advantages. More than 3,000 trading instruments. This is an open and brazen lie. There are no thousands of instruments here. There is only one instrument here, contracts for price difference. Where does such a figure comes from calculated in thousands of units? This is a classic substitution of concepts, which is used by all black brokers without exception. The next point that really hurts me here is the size of the leverage. It says here 1 to 400. That's a monstrous amount. White brokers rarely give traders the opportunity to trade with leverage of more than 1 to 5, well, a maximum 1 to 10. Why it is it suggested that you use a large shoulder here? The maximum profits Tradeverse employees will tell you. But I will now explain to you how it works in reality. Finally, only top-level professional with a prediction accuracy of 80% or more can afford to trade with a large leverage. And there are actually only a few of them. For a novice trader, such a configuration of trading conditions will only lead to a very fast drain of the entire deposit, because to reset it, it will be enough for you to make just a couple of mistakes. A very high risk, which I do not advise anyone to accept. Another point I want to draw your attention to is the various cooperation programs. Let's go with you to the account types section of the portal. See what see what these scammers want from you. They do not intend to waste time on trifles. The minimum deposit amount is $1,000. This is also a lot. The point is to immediately export a large amount from you without wasting time on those who are willing to risk just a few $100. Another dishonest and brazen trick designed by lure traders' money. Um, the fourth point is waiting for us again on the central page, but this time at the bottom of the spread. Pay attention to what is used here as payment systems. Yeah. You can see only here is talked only about bank cards. There is that is to replenish the deposit. And the huge deposit, I remind you of the minimum amount is of $1,000. You will need to make a transfer in favor of an anonymous individual. For comparison, I will tell you that in order to replenish a deposit with a white license broker, it is mandatory to pay a visit to the bank. And there are no problems here. You can transfer money to the card. This is just ridiculous. And finally, I would like to tell you about the last drawback of the Tradeverse project. which will finally dispel all our doubts. Everything else can be attributed with a big stretch to the category, yes, we have strange working conditions, but it's your choice to work according to them or not. The real crime begins right there. Look at the footer of the page. There is no information at all, neither about where the project is registered, nor about how and what it is regulated by. Only solid white spot. Just an anonymous portal that does not have a license from the financial regulator, which means that it does not have the right to provide brokerage services at all. I'm coming back to you, my friends, just a second. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm here. So, what conclusion can there be on the Tradeverse project? In my opinion, it is quite obvious that we are facing an anonymous scam that is only trying to appear as a white license broker, naturally not being such in reality. So I don't recommend anyone to invest here. Friends, do not forget to write comments and wishes. I am always glad to answer you. Thank you all for watching my review. I hope you were interested. I say goodbye to you until to see you in my next material. Ciao guys.